Hey, welcome to today's episode of the iBuyer Experiment.
What's going on, guys?
There's a lot going on in real estate, but it's Flag Day.
Yeah,
so,
that's right. Dang it.
Did you give us
Here's a flag for you and a flag for you.
Our war flag, our military flag.
So,
All right.
Happy Flag Day.
I got my beautiful. I got my Google notifications yesterday on that today was Flag Day. I was gonna wear my flag socks, my flag shirt until I forgot.
I thought Flag Day was July 4th.
That's Independence Day.
That's Independence Day,
Oh.
Jay.
Oh,
Isn't
look,
the same thing?
we're making a little flag arrangement. I like it.
We look like the White House.
It's official.
So there is. It's I don't want to say uncharted territory or times and whatnot, but however, it seems like a pretty knee-jerk reaction that's going on out there a lot. What do you guys think as far as the pulse of the real estate, the financial markets?
I don't think it's knee-jerk. I think that you have a lot of very complex situations occurring. I mean, gas is how much? Like, what's the gas prices where you're at?
Oh my gosh, I saw a meme last
Makes
night.
my knee jerk right now.
I saw a meme last night that said it's official, gas is cheaper than beer.
Oh my God.
Or excuse me, it's official, beer is
It's
cheaper than gas.
I got
Sorry,
it the
that was
first time, but yeah.
Pollock moment, but
Yeah, gas, food, everything, interest rates, inflation, record inflation.
yeah. The inflation one is obviously what is hitting everything, but that's the tough one, right? And the rates, the affordability factor with the prices where they're at. Interest rates speculated to go up another 3/4 of a point tomorrow, 75 basis points. That's going to be massive. It's going to, I know we were at a conference a couple weeks ago that said that due to the rate hikes, over 10 million homeowners have been pushed out. This is going to push out another probably 2 million.
All the Bitcoin millionaires are going away. They're all selling their houses, I guess.
Okay, wait. Who here still owns Bitcoin?
Keith and I both do.
I don't own any Bitcoin. Not anymore.
Cashed out. Yeah, so a lot going on. How is this going to impact the real estate market? Well, I think that we're already starting to see a lot of uncertainty. I'm seeing a lot of real estate agents posting about what's happening, asking if they're getting showings, if their open houses are being viewed. And so agents are starting to kind of freak out a little bit. So let's put those fears to rest, and instead let's look for ways that we can interpret what's going on and make good decisions for going forward.
I agree.
Yeah.
There's still an opportunity. I tend to be more of an opportunist. I think that if you play this right, this is going to be an opportunity. I don't want to say of a lifetime, but it's going to be a massive opportunity if you play it right.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. What's it going to look like? What do we think the next few months are going to look like? Let's speculate.
Definitely not selling houses in 72 hours.
Nope. Wow. no double entendre there.
Sorry, that was uncalled for.
No, it's true. It's the sign of the times. And I saw a partnership actually between 72 Sold and Keller Williams was released yesterday. And I guess Keller Williams agents will now have access to the 72 Sold system and the marketing materials and the scripts. And I thought it's kind of maybe a little too late, but
Well, no, it's never too late for scripts.
Wow. The auction strategy, right? I mean, that's ultimately what obviously they're going to go after. I mean, and we'll see how that happens. Depending on how they decide to set the hook, if you're going to lead with the 15%, 20% under market value to try to draw people in, set a reserve, et cetera, depending on how they work it, you could get some influence, or not influence, you can get some good foot traffic in the house, but we'll see what that price is.
Right. So homes aren't going to sell as quick. I think we kind of all know that. And I think that it's a good thing for the home to sit a little bit, kind of marinate on the market for a minute or two and allow more buyers access to it. And, and when you're working with buyers, now you can show more inventory. And so
There's a lot of agents out there that have never asked for a price reduction.
A lot.
Yeah.
Well, if they're newer, yeah.
Well, not even newer. I mean, how long have we been in this? I mean,
a few years.
a couple years.
Yeah. So
I guess that is newer, but
The market has been on a nice incline, right? I mean, obviously, it's been on a
3-4
crazy
years
spike
ago.
the last
It was
18 months.
You didn't have to ask for price reductions
No.
3-4 years
Yeah.
ago.
We asked for a couple
I mean-
price reductions back in 2019.
Really?
Yeah.
Which
Maybe.
one?
Yeah.
Someone,
I don't remember the
the
properties.
Crisman Heights ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that what yeah.
But
But it's been a few years since we've had to obtain price reductions on listings. So it's a whole new skill set that the realtor needs to now kind of embody.
Yeah, they kind of have to. They kind of have to, set the expectation at the listing that hey, it's going to take a little bit more time than it did 2 years ago. You see a lot of the social media posts like, hey, sold in 2 hours, sold in 72 hours, like, whatever. It's not.
Well,
like
you
that
could almost
anymore.
take a seller that was going to try to overprice it, right? Because the prices were increasing so much that if it wasn't priced there this week, it was going to be priced there next week. And now it could work the other way, right? Like we need to look at a balanced market. I mean, I know there's a lot of talks around, a recession, or rescission and, pricing values, et cetera. Yet I still think that it's still general economics, Jay. You always say it best. I mean, it is going to be supply and demand. And obviously the demand is going to be directly affected by the consumer's ability to perform, which is obviously the interest rates, right? The demand, people still wanting to buy a house is going to still be there, but it's can they perform based on their income.
It also depends on prices too. I mean,
of course.
The luxury homes might be a little bit less demand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's more cash transactions above $1 million than below $1 million. So I'm curious, on that. A lot of times I'm not saying they don't get affected in a downturn, but sometimes they're slower. They're slower to it because there's just more cash in there.
Well, we think they're a little bit more insulated, but I
Right.
was reading though that the luxury market is showing the signs of more reductions. So it's actually, and we don't have super recent data, right? Like we don't have May data yet.
We just feel it.
So
Right.
we can definitely
it.
feel a little bit of the shift.
The shift is a gift, guys. The shift is a gift.
We don't
Shift
feel
is a
it.
gift.
We see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Through Zoodealio, we've gotten more properties on the market with price reductions in 2 weeks than the last 90 days combined.
Right.
So
right.
what does that tell you?
Right.
Yep.
So
That's pretty insane.
it is insane, and I know we talked about that last podcast, but I think it's worth revisiting. Is that the seller's attention span for listing that home is really short,
It is.
and we see that with Zoodealio because we're getting sellers coming to us after they've already been on the market and they're looking for cash offer solutions, and so it's
They want to press that eject button.
yeah.
I mean, that cash offer now.
Well, what's wild is some of these properties are on the market for less than 10 days and they have a $10,000 price reduction. I'm like, whoa, like you couldn't wait a couple weeks. I mean, what was it back in the day? It's like, hey, every 30 days, if it hasn't sold, let's talk about a price reduction.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that we're kind of, well, and if you're following some of the news, like Redfin just laid off 8% of their employees. Compass just laid off 10% of their employees. I mean, real estate stocks are in the toilet. Open Doors trading in the 5s, OfferPad's trading in the 3s. I mean, OfferPad's market cap is only about $865 billion right now. Million, right? Not billion.
Yeah.
They wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good Lord,
But-
the market cap was good.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be
Yeah.
good days for Brian Bear. But so real estate is affected. It's being affected by the capital markets massively. But here's an interesting point. I looked at Invitation Homes, and Invitation Homes stock is trading a little bit lower, but has not seen the type of decrease like the Open Door and the OfferPad have. So, if you're looking for a safe vehicle for investing in real estate technology, real estate stocks, check out Invitation Homes. It seems to be performing well.
Well, and I mean, again, usually when interest rates go up, right, the demand for rents go up. Invitation Homes, the largest homeowner in America, well, second largest. There are a lot of times these SFR institutions, right, these massive hedge funds are happy when interest rates are up because affordability goes down, qualification ability goes down. Yet now all of those people that were going to buy a house are now back to being tenants.
That doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
guys,
And actually, I don't think rents are going to go back up. How can they? How can
No,
rents
no,
keep
I'm
going
sa-
up?
I'm
the
saying
affordability
demand.
goes down and the rents are higher than your mortgage
Rents are
rates.
still forecasted to go up 10% this year. The most recent stuff.
Home
I
prices
have
were
seen.
still home prices are forecasted to
They
go up
were
this
too
year.
as well.
Sure.
The rents aren't going. They're not moving higher. There's no way. They're moving lower. That's my guess.
There's no
My
place for
forecast.
thing people
That's
to
my
go.
forecast, Elliot.
I like it, but and time will certainly tell. But these people, they have to have somewhere to go, and that's going to create again. I'll use your words, supply and demand, general economics, right? So these people that were going to buy a house,
But there's still affordability.
I
You know,
agree.
you-
Rents, I
'cause
think,
you're
are
gonna have-
unaffordable.
you're gonna
Rents have been unaffordable for
And so
2 years.
So what about the person that is on a fixed budget and they're like literally $300-400 like kills them?
Yep.
Now they're paying $300-400 extra a month for gas, and they're not. Are they going to drive or are they going to rent? You know what's going to happen?
They're going to have to
they're gonna-
rent,
they're gonna
but
start-
they're going to have to buy a cheaper.
they're
They're
gonna
going to
start
have to
getting
find a
late.
cheaper rental.
I bet you can cheaper rental, but if they're going up, then where's the cheaper rental?
They're going to be in a duplex versus renting a house. I don't want to sound like a doom and gloomer, but
Yeah.
I mean that honestly could happen, right? Inflation is one of those things. It's very real, right? A lot of the forecasting of that's what I think is causing this most recent freak out. I mean, I know that happened at the tail end of last week, right? Whereas the inflation reporting was expected to be already on its way down due to the interest rate hikes, right? That's usually what they'll do is they'll raise the interest rates, slow down inflation, et cetera, and it has not happened.
Well, it doesn't work. That doesn't work.
It certainly didn't work this time.
Well, so there.
It's the gas that's causing the inflation.
It is the gas.
It's
well,
the fuel. I mean, everything is fueled.
Yep.
Right. Manufacturing, everything.
Yep.
Travel. Everything has to do with fuel.
agriculture,
Fuel's way up
fertilizer.
high.
Yep.
Yeah,
It is
food.
everything.
It has
Everything.
to do with exactly food.
But I don't see rents going up much higher this year. I think they'll stagnate.
So here's why I don't
think
think
stagnate.
rents aren't going to go higher. If not, maybe slightly dip. We can only go off of what the horse's mouth says. Somebody who's in it and lives it and breathes it every single day, which is one of our partners. We went under
many of our partners.
We went, not any of them.
I said mini, but go ahead.
We went under contract, and within 30 days, they said that they forecasted that the rents were going to change, so therefore they needed a price reduction.
Yep. So that
And-
means
and
they're
they're
forecasting that the rents
rents
are going
going
down
down.
because they need a price reduction.
So let's actually dig into that because that's what you just brought up there is a really, really good point. These are companies that are multi-billion-dollar institutions. They certainly have the wherewithal to spend the money on the forecasting.
Well, it's not even
the-
forecasting. They get to see it real
Right.
live. I'm sure they see lates coming in. They
Yep.
see more lates coming in, and they go, "Oh, what's going on? People are becoming
That's
late on their
very
mortgage
valid.
or late on their rents." And guess what happens? They see that forecast. They see, oh, rents are going to come down a little bit because we're seeing a lot more lates, so people aren't being able to afford that rent. So they're going to have to bring in rents down to make it affordable because they don't want to evict people.
No, of course not.
Especially if,
expensive.
they see gas going up $6 a gallon when most people are used to paying $3 and they're traveling 30-40 miles away to go to work. I mean,
Yep. Especially
something's got to give.
Yes. You also just saw another thing around the credit. I know we were talking about that prior to this. What was that, Jay?
I didn't read the whole thing, but it said that there was a drop in credit scores in May. So that means overall,
Yeah, the
people's
FICO
credit scores
fell.
are going down, which means that
They're not paying their bills.
that they're late on some things.
Some
and
price on
those-
credit cards
Yep, true. Yeah.
Yeah, well, or even they're maxing out the credit cards more, right?
or that.
Yeah, their debt.
Yeah, they have more debt.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more debt you have, the
Lower
lower your
FICO.
your FICO is going to go. Yeah.
Well, a lot going on, a lot changing. Will rents go up? Will they go down? We will see. Time will tell. It's the great revealer.
Yes.
Home prices the same. I mean, I think that here in the Phoenix metro, we're definitely seeing more inventory on the market, and all of us can feel that. I mean, we surpassed the 10,000 active mark for the first time in forever.
Yes, it's been a minute.
Yeah, it has. I mean, over 2 years, right?
Blue Bassett. So we're at like almost 12,000, right? Or
Yeah.
11,
Yeah.
11.4 or something like that.
Yep. So
Well, typically right now too, you see pendings, this time of year typically go up, right? Like when you're talking about selling seasons and cycles, et cetera. That's
They're going down.
another interesting time that we're seeing things go backwards. So, I mean, obviously to me, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I feel like we're super doom and gloom today. What are some
Oh, no.
positive things that
I don't
I'm
think
not doom
I don't
and
think it's.
gloom.
I think you have to look at things objectively.
sure.
And I think we're just kind of looking at the landscape and being very objective about it, right? It's not doom and gloom.
Yeah, okay, fair.
There's still a ton of opportunity for real estate agents, especially if you're a member of Zoodealio.
Yeah,
I look at
what does that look like?
I look at our Cash Plus offer, and I think it's one of the best offers because it gives the seller the upside of the open market. So if a seller is looking for that easy exit, they want to take the cash offer, they want to like hit the eject button, as Elliot always says, they can do that. And it's kind of like a fee-based iBuyer, so they're not losing out on any margin. If they think the offer is too low, the open market will determine what that offer will be ultimately, and the seller only has to pay a fee for the convenience and the certainty of the sale. So I think our Cash Plus offer is fantastic, and we're seeing that getting accepted more and more over the past few weeks. Right. So our acceptance rate has kind of increased on that. So I think that's really cool. And then I think that if you're out there and if you're in real estate and you really the past few years have been I don't want to say easy because I know that there have been a lot of challenges in the market, especially when working with buyers, right? So I don't want to say it's been easy by any stretch of the imagination. But what I will say is that the real estate agent of tomorrow is going to need a new skill set. And that skill set is going to be really consistently working their business like a business. And that's going to look like a variety of things. Yep. And one of the ways that that can look like in your business is if you're out there and you're actively marketing that you have the ability to turn buyers' offers into cash so they can be competitive. We've been talking a lot about that because I know that before, if you turned your buyer's offer into cash, they were more likely to win in a bidding war. Well, maybe we're going to see less multiple offer situations. And so maybe does that value proposition still kind of ring true? And we found some really interesting data on this. So the University of California, San Diego went back for the past 40 years and they analyzed all home sales that were financed and all home sales that were cash buyers. And what they discovered was that on average, a cash buyer received a 12% discount on the sales price.
Substantial.
It's massive.
40 years of data. That's
insane. 12%.
Right. And so if you're out there in the marketplace, use some of these tools to your advantage, help your clients, give your clients a leg up. It's going to maybe help them get a better price, maybe help them negotiate closing costs, maybe help them buy down their points.
Yep.
Exactly. So there's a lot of cool strategies that you can be implementing in your marketplace by actively and continually marketing these unique value propositions. So that's my vote is you got to really run your business like a business and you got to market what you're able to do to help people.
Yeah. I'm a big believer now in these unknown times or turbulent times, however you want to put it, is the time that the pros shine, right? I always am happy in these types of things because, everybody that's, when the deals can kind of fall in your lap or anybody, right, you can go get it. I mean, I realize the market has been so competitive the last, 24 months, give or take. It was hard to get a deal accepted from the buy side, right? And you had to have some of these. Well, now it's going to shift in a different direction where that practitioner is going to really need that advisor. And I think that, that practitioner is going to really become that advisor.
Right. I followed.
And so that's going to be a really important time. And I loved everything that you spoke to there because I think that to me is going to be the game changer, right? Is the pros are going to keep, cream's going to rise.
I think something needs to change, guys, with the FHA. Right, the 90-day rule.
Yes,
I've talked about this.
Yeah,
yes.
If you guys know anybody from FHA or any politician out there that has a direct connect with FHA, reach out to us because obviously.
What do we want to change with that?
The 90-day rule where you can't flip it. So they can't use the cash offer.
Right.
If you're a FHA, right.
The cash wins or the. What's the
cash
other
is
one?
king,
cash
first.
King, become a cash buyer, the accept. They can't use that. They can't. FHA buyers cannot use that. And that rule was created to protect FHA buyers from flippers that were putting lipstick on a property and quickly flipping it back to an FHA buyer and then paying way more than what they bought it for. But what it's causing is causing them not to be able to use these products to become a cash buyer, where they just flip it into a mortgage. They're not really doing anything to the house. They're just the lender's taking it down for them and then flipping it into an FHA loan, where FHA buyers cannot do that right now. And I think it's unfair.
I think it's unfair.
It's crap.
Yep, definitely needs
revisions.
Yeah, and I think that.
We need an exception to the rule.
We need an exception to the rule, especially for this type of thing. If there's nothing done to the property, I think they should be able to flip it and get away from that 90-day rule. So if you guys know anybody from FHA, hit us up.
Yeah.
Hit up Kayla. She's really passionate about this and wants to.
I am.
Wants to
I
change it.
talk about it all the time. I should take more action on it. I've reached out to a few people. I've reached out to some contacts I had at like Fannie Mae, thinking that maybe they could like connect me. But yeah, definitely if you have a contact that would be useful. Maybe I should just like write our senators and our.
Yeah.
Let's go down. Let's go
Representatives.
down
I don't
there
know.
with our flags. And go.
It's
Flag
Flag Day.
Day.
No, they're gonna think we're like, stop the steal. Stop. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's funny. All right, cool.
But
Well-
yeah, definitely, it's definitely not doom and gloom. It's just changing.
Yeah, it's changing, and it's changing quick. I mean,
Maybe it's just me. I just
just
felt
how
like
when we
were
had the
so-
appreciation when it was like
Yeah.
3% a month, it was like crazy, right? I mean, we're trying to look at it.
3%
and, you
per
know,
month,
it's just
yeah.
boom, 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 boom.
So
and,
true.
You know, we just have to be very careful and watch the market really quick because it can move quick.
Advise your clients, know what's out there, and take advantage of these, tech opportunities that are there, right? Like that's my little piece of advice in close out here.
Love it.
All right. Well,
Thanks, guys.
thanks, guys.
Catch you on the next one.
Yep. Peace.
Deuces.
Later.